Hello, and welcome to another episode of the What's Interrupting Your Life podcast and show. We are your hosts, Catalina, and I am Hazel. And we are so excited that you are here to join us and watching or listening to us. Today's conversation is all about cervical cancer. And Kat, who is our podcast director and the co-host of the show, has her own personal experience with cervical cancer. I just want to share some astronomical facts. And these are Canadian facts. I just want to make sure that it's clear that these are Canadian stats and facts. So that 1 in 168 women is expected to develop cervical cancer during her lifetime. That is crazy. That's uncomfortable numbers for me. And that 1 in 478 will die of it. Whew. According to the Cancer, yeah, that's bad. According to the Canadian Cancer Society, an estimate of 1,450 Canadian women will be diagnosed with cervical cancer in 2022, right now. Wow. And an estimate of 380 women, will die from it.
Well, that number has gone down because for 2021, it was 637 people died from the cervical cancer a year. So the number has gone down. So that means that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. It's going down, but we need to get it even more down because those numbers are still not comfortable, right?
Yeah, no, they're not.
Wow. So share your experience with your own experience with cervical cancer. Where did it begin? Absolutely. How did you find out?
For a lot of women, they're afraid to talk about cervical cancer because cervical cancer is a disease that proliferates from, and it's uncomfortable to say it, and maybe some people won't like to hear it, HPV. So human papillomavirus is one of the main root cause of cervical cancer. So let's start there. Okay. I was diagnosed in 2007 with cervical cancer due to HPV. It was also like really unknown at the time of how to take care of it or what was going on. So they had sent me for biopsies. The biopsies came back abnormal. And they said that they didn't have enough for a surgery to have it removed. So I had to wait for it to mature. And the last appointment I had in Ontario I was told by the doctor that I had 6 to 8 months to live and that I had to get all my estate in order. Because the potentiality of me dying from cervical cancer was very high. And because they couldn't get operating room times, it was really difficult in 2007.
Wow.
So
That's not that long ago.
No, it's not.
No.
I know. I ended up having to leave the country and go to Colombia to get treatment done there. So luckily for me, I have family that are oncologists, that are specialists, cancer specialists. Mm-hmm. So they told me they had a clinic there that was called the League Against Cancer. Okay. So I had 2 weeks. For my 2-week stay, it was $2,000 Canadian. And that was pretty much the cost of my time that I was there and the appointments. And then in one of the appointments, they actually extricated all of the abnormal cells, cancer cells. Mm-hmm. They sent it to pathology. Yes, it was cancer, but they had removed it all from the uterus, from the inside of the cervix and the uterus, because it makes its way in, guys. It doesn't just stay there. It makes its way. So they cleaned it all up, and I have been cancer-free since 2007. Yeah. And
amazing.
My story is like, I don't even consider it remission because it's completely removed. Mm-hmm. Unlike other cancers that they go in remission.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They go into a dormant state excuse me, and then they come back. So if they can completely eradicate it and remove it, the chances of it coming back are, you have to just maintain your personal upkeep to keep an eye
Right.
on that those cells don't mutate and they don't come back.
So what is okay, so let's talk about your personal upkeep. What did that process look like and where you are today?
Okay, so my process is very simple. I just go to my gynecologist and I do all of my pap smears the way I'm supposed to.
Mhm.
And I have to be proactive with all of my appointments, not to miss them, keep an eye on them. At the beginning, I thought, oh, maybe I shouldn't eat meats with antibiotics or more organic foods. But the doctor himself said, truthfully, it doesn't matter because
Mhm.
everything is tainted, pollution, the rain, like everything. So you want to eat healthier, that's great, but
Mhm.
that's not going to make it or break it.
Okay. Hmm.
Just live a healthy lifestyle, do what's best for you, come to your appointments and get your pap smears done on a regular. And
Right.
that was a strict regimen post surgery. It was like every 3 months, then every 6 months, then every 9 months, then every year. And then now I'm down to every 2 years.
Wow.
It was really tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even still after that, I acquired um, tumors on my ovaries.
Wow.
So see, this is the thing with when it comes
Mhm.
with your reproductive organs, it's so much going on that
Mhm. Mhm.
we ourselves don't know. But if we listen to our body, what hurts, and unfortunately, cervical cancer, you can't feel it.
Right.
You don't feel it. So it's
So
a
that's why
scary.
it's important to make sure you go and get your pap smears, right?
That's right, 100%.
Wow. Woo.
Sorry, guys, I'm having a hot flash. Sorry.
I love it. I love that you're like, I love that. Share it because it's real.
Look, woo,
I
woo.
know. Woo.
It's coming, it's going. So celebrate the tropical moments, right?
Yep.
But yeah,
Wow.
in all seriousness, absolutely. When it comes to cervical cancer and caring for your body, please find a doctor that you really can speak to and go get
Mhm,
your pap
mhm.
smears. That's my takeaway for how to keep yourself in good standing with yourself.
Right. So what does your lifestyle look like now? How do you live your life? Like where are you um emotionally, mentally, physically in your life?
So let's start with physically.
Mhm.
So I'm still doing my best to eat healthy, listen to my body, eat more raw foods versus processed foods. Because
Mhm.
as you get older, your metabolism is changing, and why not just eat healthier?
Mhm. Mhm.
So physically, that's what I'm working on, and trying to put in a little bit more exercise into my life. I know we live a very sedentary life. Everybody who's an administrator and works from home, but yeah, you need to like put that in there. And on an emotional level, psychological level, I have learned since I was told that I had cancer that life is precious and you need to see life through a different set of eyes. And that's
Mhm.
what I've done. And I'm so grateful. Like everything is great. Like I'm so grateful for so much. I think
Right.
my gratitude went from maybe non-existent to 1,000%.
That's
You
beautiful.
start to value more.
Mhm.
And truthfully, life isn't perfect. If you have a moment of a bad diagnosis or you're going through something, don't spend
Mhm.
all of your energy thinking about it. Don't. And that's one thing I learned from them. Just treat it like a doctor's appointment. You just think about it when you have to.
Right.
It should not stop you from your everyday, unless it physically stops you. But even still, you can still be happy. Find other
Men-
forms of
Right.
happiness
Mhm. Mhm. You're so right. You're
because it'll
so right.
consume you. Just thinking about it, thinking about your own mortality, it'll consume you.
Mhm. So, and that leads, because you mentioned the doctor, that leads to my other question is, how do you handle doctor's appointments now with one, having a doctor give you the diagnosis of cervical cancer? How do you handle doctor's appointments moving forward now?
So I respect that they have their degrees, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't have a crystal ball.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that? Like they have their factual information. That's all they can provide to you. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
personal problem that they have with you. It's an
Right.
actual factual diagnosis. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to absorb that, take that into consideration, understand that this is where it is, and then speak with the doctor and find out, okay, is there a way to remedy this? What can I do to make it better? Or what can I do to reduce the symptoms? Ask
Mm-hmm.
all the who, what, whys, when, wheres when you're there with the doctor. And if that doctor doesn't want to take that into consideration and they don't have the adequate bedside manner, find another doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be subjected to one doctor's bad bedside manner,
Right. Right.
because their education you can't take from them. They know what they know, but their
Mm-hmm.
bedside manner can be fixed.
Yes. I and some don't have some, and some have beautiful bedside manner above and beyond.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
And I think this is a good platform to, this is my doctor. This doctor's great. Share
Right.
your experiences here with Big Girl Interrupted. Let other women know, you
Hmm.
know,
Yeah,
how
because
was
you're
that
not alone.
experience? No, you're not alone.
You're not alone. So, what are some self care habits that you do right now for yourself?
Self-care habits, this is going to sound weird, but
Mhm.
it is self-care. I really take a look at probiotics. I take a look at yogurts, healthy bacteria to enter my body.
Mhm.
um, Being a part of a platform like Big Girl Interrupted, finding women that are open to chatting about these uncomfortable subjects.
Mhm.
Find your tribe, and we're over here. Just click and subscribe.
Yes. Mhm. Beautiful. Now, okay, so someone new, because we're asking people to join our tribe. Someone new coming in, and this is now their journey, right? They've just recently being diagnosed with cervical cancer too. What are three tips that you can give them today that they can start to put into action, that they may start to think about to putting into action?
Well, firstly, the first thing I did was I kept it to myself. I didn't tell everybody, because
Mhm.
the minute you start telling people you have cancer, they start, oh, oh my God. And they're already worried and they're already burying you in their mind. They don't know that there are cures. They just
Mhm.
think it's just absolute death. No, it's not. Car accident can be. Walking down the street, a piece of plane that flies out of the sky that lands on you can also be fatal. Right? And those are things
Mhm.
we don't know about and we still live. So it's just all perspective. So I think
Right.
number one, perspective is really important. Number two, don't consume yourself in thought with it all the time. And you are allowed to live your life free of cancer talk, because you're the one who, it's your life.
Mhm.
So you can take it and just talk about it in the moments that you want to, and the moments that you don't want to, that's off the table conversation. You're
Right.
entitled to your life.
Mhm.
Cancer free talk. Know that.
Yeah. Beautiful. And three?
And three, I think open it up to the forum. Open it
Mhm.
up. Let other women get in there with you and share their experiences with you, so that
Mhm.
you can help you navigate through these murky waters.
Right. And I like that you said that, because yesterday I saw a post from a woman who was just recently diagnosed with cervical cancer, and she's doing chemo. And so the hair, and so she shares the story that her husband cut her hair, and then her two best girlfriends were by her side, and they're both like, she's like this, and they're on holding her on each side of her arm. It was a beautiful picture. But yeah, you have to find your true your squad. Find your squad. We're here. Find your squad, and we'll support you.
Absolutely, 100%.
Hmm. Hmm. Amazing. Well, Kat, I want to say thank you for one, sharing your story, sharing your experience, being here with us because we are blessed to have you.
Thank you.
Um, and you're not part of the statistics, which I love.
That's
So,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. And we will be posting a bunch of links of the
Mhm.
Canadian Cancer Society and organizations that you can reach out to find more information if that's something you choose to do, or if you're helping out a friend, or you're just doing it for yourself. Please
Mhm.
share with us. We're more than happy to be there for you and with you.
Yes. Amazing. Thank you.
No problem.